Also, keep in mind whenever I publish stuff, I'm not together. I don't feel the need to be together. I think there's enough tools on the net for you to find out the truth. So dig it up if you really are that concerned, and I don't think you are. So why even bother to post links to everything else that I've put my voice? It'll come out somehow and on Google, and all they have to do is put in my name, and everywhere I've stored my stuff, it'll just pop up. And I mean, you'll get my photos. You won't get me naked, but there might be people out there doing deep fakes to put me naked in porn, and then I would say, well, that would happen. I'm sure that kind of stuff would happen. No telling what kind of porn they're going to come up with. I'm not going to give them any ideas, but I mean, it's like if it happens and it gets to be really popular, and then the press, like for some reason, comes up and says, "What do you think of all this porn stuff?" And then I start to give my ideas of uh, how to detect deepfakes, the idea of being able to detect fluctuations in the face to determine heart rate and stuff, then I could probably make it really difficult for the deepfakers, or easy, or both at the same time. And so, as I've said, there's no way you can control. I said this on Facebook. There's no way you can control perception, because everybody interprets information differently. It's the reason why rumors happen. Once I separated it down to about seven things that happen to communications that make it impossible for anybody to communicate things correctly. Even if you record it on tape, you still won't know what the culture was like at the time precisely. You'll have to reconstruct the culture. You'll have to reconstruct where I said it, because where I'm at, the words that I use here are going to be different for somebody elsewhere. And so their interpretation is going to imply something completely different than what I had in my mind when I said it. So the words are going to be different. Somebody's always going to say it wrong. Even if they say it right, they're going to get the culture wrong, or they're going to get where I said it, because all of that stuff enters into what what words mean. Nobody's ever going to get it correct. And I've said that the reason why we have such limited perception is to permit us to make mistakes. If we had absolute perception, we wouldn't make mistakes, because absolute perception would mean we would know of all the mistakes and all interrelated and the domino effect of everything we do. That's the thing that people don't understand about Jesus, is he had no domino effects. That he foresaw all of the domino effects of everything that could happen on every little choice he made. So, though people think, well, they could probably do what he did, be completely innocent and sin free, what they don't get is that he had uh, divine interaction. He had divine ability. He could see into people's minds. He knew what they were thinking. Those are things that people just can't fake. And even the magicians of the time that were trying to show how cool they were, he he changed them. And you can say, well, that's all mumbo jumbo. But if it ever did happen, how would you prove that it ever did or didn't happen? You can't. So you can pretty much say that about everything, and even the stuff that you're doing now. How can people in the future know what you did now was one way or another, whenever even the culture or the things, no matter how precise you know what happened at a particular time, is it possible to be absolute correct? It isn't. Even our court systems get it wrong because there's people in there who don't understand some concepts. They won't go into the detail. They leave it up to these 12 people that they assume one of those people understands the concept and can describe it to the rest of the people whenever the court is out. But I mean, when the jury is out, and it doesn't always happen. And so, as I said, there's no way people are going to absolutely perceive what you say correctly. You can try hard, you can do your best, but you will never be able to control perception, the way people perceive things. It's all dependent upon other variables that are out of your control. And the thing that's kind of remarkable about what Jesus said is that there's stuff in what he said, and he had a jury following him all over the place. 12 people following him all over the place who were interpreting the stuff from different points of views, different perspectives. He had the best kind of recorder, the recorder that doesn't record sound but records intent. See,